Your car breaks down. The repair is $1,100. You don't have $1,100, so it goes on a credit card, which now has a balance, which has a minimum payment, which eats into next month's budget, which means when the next thing breaks, and something always breaks, you're already behind. This is the loop that keeps most people financially stuck for years, and the only thing that breaks it completely, not temporarily, completely, is an emergency fund. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one, even if you're starting from zero. Here's what we're covering today. First, what an emergency fund actually is, and what it isn't, because most people are fuzzy on this. Second, exactly how much you need and why the standard advice gets this wrong for a lot of people. Third, the single best place to keep it, and it's probably not where yours is right now. Fourth, a step-by-step plan to build it without feeling like you're sacrificing everything. And fifth, what actually counts as an emergency, so you stop second-guessing yourself every time you want to tap it. If you watched the last video, you already built a $500 buffer. This is the next level. This is what turns that buffer into real financial security. Let's go. An emergency fund is money set aside specifically for unexpected necessary expenses that would otherwise derail your finances. The key word is unexpected. The key word is necessary. A car repair, emergency. A medical bill, emergency. Sudden job loss, emergency. Roof leaking, emergency. A flight sale you want to take advantage of. A concert ticket. A new phone because yours is getting slow. A couch because you decided you want a new one. None of those are emergencies. They're wants with urgency attached to them. This distinction matters because a lot of people drain their emergency fund on things that felt urgent in the moment and then have nothing left when a real emergency hits. The fund only works if you protect it. Think of it like a fire extinguisher. It sits there doing nothing most of the time. And that's exactly right. The moment you start using it for things that aren't fires, it's not there when the kitchen actually burns. The other thing an emergency fund is not. It's not an investment. It's not supposed to grow aggressively. It's not for the stock market. It exists to be stable, accessible, and boring. We'll talk about where to keep it in a minute. The standard advice is 3 to 6 months of expenses. You've probably heard that, but most people hear it and immediately feel overwhelmed, so they do nothing. Let's make it more concrete. 3 months of expenses means if you lost your income tomorrow, you could cover every essential bill: rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments, for 3 months without touching a credit card or borrowing money. Not 3 months of your full lifestyle, 3 months of your essential needs only. For most millennials in their 30s, that number lands somewhere between $6,000 and $12,000, depending on where you live and your fixed costs. Pull up your needs from the 50-30-20 video, your 50% bucket. Multiply that monthly number by 3. That's your target. Now here's where the standard advice gets it wrong. 3 months is the minimum if you work a stable salaried job in a field with strong demand. If you're freelance, contract, or in an industry that goes through layoffs, you want 6 months. If you have dependents or your income is your household's only income, you want 6 months minimum. The goal isn't to hit your full number immediately. The goal is to know your number, start moving toward it, and stop when you get there. Pick your number now, write it down. That's your finish line. Most people keep their emergency fund in the same checking account they spend from. This is the worst possible place for 2 reasons. 1, it's invisible. When $4,000 is sitting in your checking account, it looks like spending money. And it gets spent. Not all at once, but slowly, over months, in ways that feel reasonable at the time. 2, it earns nothing. In a regular checking account, your emergency fund is actively losing value to inflation every month. The right home for an emergency fund is a high-yield savings account, HYSA for short. These are savings accounts usually at online banks that pay significantly higher interest than traditional banks. As of 2026, the best HYSAs are paying between 4% and 5% annually. On a $9,000 emergency fund, that's $360 to $450 a year in interest for doing absolutely nothing. The best-known options are Ally Bank, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and SoFi. All are FDIC insured, all have no fees, and all take about 10 minutes to open online. The key feature you want, keep it separate from your everyday checking account at a different bank if possible. The small friction of transferring money between banks is a feature, not a bug. It gives you a moment to decide whether this is actually an emergency before you access the funds. If you followed the last video, you already have $500 saved. That's your launch pad. Here's the path from $500 to fully funded. Step 1. Set your monthly contribution amount. Go to your 50-30-20 budget. Whatever you're putting into the 20% savings bucket, your emergency fund gets that money first before any investing or extra debt payments until the fund is fully built. If that's $300 a month, great. If it's $100 a month, that works too. Pick a number and automate it. Step 2. Set mini milestones so progress feels real. Going from $500 to $9,000 is a 22-month journey at $400 a month. That's a long time to stay motivated staring at one number, so break it. $1,000 first, then $2,500, then 1 month of expenses, then 2. Each milestone is a win worth acknowledging. Step 3. Put any windfalls directly in. Tax refunds, work bonuses, birthday money, anything unexpected, before it touches your checking account, transfer it to the emergency fund. A $1,500 tax refund can cut months off your timeline. Step 4. Don't pause contributions once you hit a milestone. This is where people stall out. They hit $1,000 and feel safe enough to redirect that savings money towards something else. Keep the auto transfer running until you hit your full target number. Step 5. Once you're fully funded, redirect the contribution to the next priority. At that point, the emergency fund is done. It just sits there. Now that monthly savings amount moves to investing, extra debt payoff, or whatever your next financial goal is. At some point, you're going to use it. That's not failure. That's the fund doing exactly what it was built for. When that happens, 2 rules. Rule 1. Use it without guilt. This is what the money is for. A $900 car repair used to mean credit card debt. Now it means your emergency fund drops from $6,000 to $5,100. That's still $5,100 more than you had when you were in the paycheck to paycheck cycle. You are still miles ahead. Rule 2. Rebuild it immediately. The month after you use the fund, your only financial priority is getting it back to full. Pause any extra investing. Skip the extra debt payment for a month. Get the fund back to its full number first, then resume everything else. This discipline, use it without guilt, rebuild it immediately, is what separates people who stay financially stable from people who build a fund, use it once, and never quite recover it to full. The fund is only as powerful as your commitment to keeping it funded. Let's recap. An emergency fund covers unexpected necessary expenses, job loss, medical bills, car repairs, not wants that feel urgent. Your target number is 3 months of essential expenses if you're salaried, 6 months if you're variable income or have dependents. Use your needs bucket from the 50-30-20 rule to calculate it. Keep it in a high-yield savings account at a separate bank. Earns interest, stays separate from spending money, and the small friction protects you from draining it for non-emergencies. Build it in steps. Automate the contribution, set milestones, apply windfalls, and don't stop until you hit the full number. And when you use it without guilt. Rebuild it immediately. The moment this fund is fully built, your relationship with money changes. Not because you have more of it, but because unexpected things stop being financial disasters and start being just things that happen. That's the version of financial stability that's actually sustainable. If this helped, please subscribe. New personal finance video every week. If you're just finding this channel, start from the beginning. The link to video 1 is right here. We've built a full 4-part series covering why you're broke, how to budget, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and now how to build your emergency fund. Watch them in order. Each one builds on the last. And the next video is going to cover something a lot of people ask about: how to start paying off debt fast without giving up your entire life in the process. That one's coming next week. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you then.